You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
We are hours, just a mere hours away from the biggest party of the summer. And we're having a blast here in LA with WWE all around town. We're going to talk all about that, SmackDown, and of course our SummerSlam predictions. Welcome to AfterBuzz WWE SmackDown, everybody. I am Christian Rosenberg. The gang's all here and then some, which is fantastic.
We brought extras.
We brought some extras this week. First off, the predictions champion finally decided to make an appearance. Miss Kaori Takee.
Yes, I am here, prepared to win this again.
You mean retain?
Retain.
Okay.
Prima donna.
Next, fresh off his birthday weekend,
Yes.
Mr. Romore.
Yes, straight from the Vegas desert, baby. Long story. It was fun.
We'll get to that. We probably
No, you won't.
No,
Vegas
we won't.
stays in Vegas,
That's right.
baby. What
That's
you
right.
talking about?
And we got a very special guest here. Some of you that are watching live or on the YouTube page, we're actually talking about you.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
You might recognize this wonderful fro from WWE Countdown on the network, which rumor has it's only for $9.99 a month.
$9.99 a month?
What?
That's what I've heard.
What?
Yeah.
3 nines?
It's crazy, right?
Wow.
He's
Okay.
also the producer of the Opie, and we're waiting to find out what the new name of the show is going to be.
So am I.
All right. As well as the Sam Roberts Friday Show, Sam Roberts Show online podcast. At Not Sam, Mr. Sam Roberts is here.
Yes.
Our
Thank
studio
you.
audience is very
Thank you.
excited to see
Oh,
you.
thanks. Thank you.
You flew in from New York here for the SummerSlam festivities?
No, I'm here specifically for AfterBuzz.
Really?
Yes, I flew in from New York so I could finally do the SmackDown show.
He's
That's
flying out
commitment.
flying
He
out right
wants
after
his
this.
Right
Title.
after this. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get the belt. I mean, the championship. It's not a. It's not
It's a
belt.
title. It's a title.
Yeah, that was a mistake. But that's what I want. Yeah.
You and I this morning, we got to have some fun. We were at the Radio Row over at the Lucky Strike in LA Live, getting to talk to a bunch of superstars.
Yeah, I feel like wrestling fans don't even realize that it happens.
Yeah.
That there's, before major pay-per-views like SummerSlam or WrestleMania, there's a place where, like, every major wrestler goes and just talks to nudniks like me and you.
I know.
And we
I'm the
just get-
definition of nudnik.
Yeah, and we just get to ask them wrestling questions for the whole morning. It's great.
Yeah, we literally were there for like 4 hours this morning with Miz, Bo
Yeah.
Dallas, Daniel Bryan.
Stardust.
Dear God. Stardust shows up at 6 a.m. in full gear.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I mean, you want to talk about commitment.
Yeah.
That's what Stardust does.
Yeah.
And all these interviews that I did with them is all going to be up on the AfterBuzz YouTube page by, if not tonight, early in the morning. And obviously, all of yours will be up, I'm sure, on your pages.
You can hear, if you have SiriusXM, you can go on demand. I played the Daniel Bryan interview that I did on my radio show this afternoon, which is, so it's now on SiriusXM on demand, Sam Roberts Show. But yeah, all the videos will be up on my YouTube channel.
And Kevin Undergaro was on your show today.
Yes, he was. Do you know Kevin?
I've heard of him.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if I've heard good things.
Who is he?
He's a, well,
Oh, you're breaking the mic.
yeah, he's
Already mixing up stuff.
he's just a guy I know.
Just a guy you know?
Yeah, you may know.
I heard somebody by that name, but I don't think it's the same guy.
Maybe it's a different
Maybe not.
Kevin Undergaro.
Yeah, it's probably a different Kevin.
That was Kevin Thrugaro.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
Thundergaro.
Womp, womp, womp.
And then
You don't want to join in on our bad jokes right now?
Yeah, no, I make good jokes.
But yeah, we did the Radio Row this morning. I got to do the Be a Star event yesterday. Rome, you were at the Total Divas luncheon earlier today.
I was.
Johnny and Gabby were at the Special Olympics basketball
Oh,
event. We're
yeah.
all over
They
the
look
place.
good.
It's been great.
You know what's really awkward?
What?
When you do an interview with Stardust, and then your wife, who's running the camera, has to very red-faced tell you, I thought the record was green and stop was red.
Oh,
And
What?
I go, no.
Oh no.
Record is red.
Oh no.
And we have to find Stardust and say, excuse me, Mr. Stardust.
Can we do it again?
Can we do that again? so when you
Wow.
see it on YouTube, know that many of the points in that conversation were had about 20 minutes prior to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So wait,
it worked.
did you have start? Was he like your first one?
Yeah.
You
and
started
third.
a first, and you started with Stardust. I ended with Stardust, and yeah, I mean, you're gonna see the video. I can't explain it because the interview made no sense,
I
but
have
that's
to
what
see
Stardust.
these, because all my interviews they were fine. They made sense.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
If they were written, they would be legible.
It wasn't. You didn't interview anybody in a bowling alley wearing gold lame, right?
That's yeah.
There
I
you
didn't.
go.
I didn't have that problem.
There you
yeah.
go.
In full wrestling gear.
Full
Mm.
paint. The ears were black. Everything.
Yeah, he had the contacts in,
Yes.
Even the context.
or whatever you.
6
whatever you know.
a.m.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, dedication.
He had knee pads on.
You gotta go all out.
Yeah,
He had
did
his
have
pads
knee
on.
Never.
Knee
Under the
pads
suit.
Never mind.
Wow.
No, I don't even want to talk about
What?
it. Yeah.
I don't know why.
What was that?
I have no idea.
It sounded like me.
Okay.
It felt like me. My butt jiggled.
You broke
probably
something with your
me.
butt.
No, that was me.
And Kaori's got a nice little SummerSlam cap that she's wearing. We're gonna talk about how one of our fans is going to win that a little later on.
Oh,
The
I
hat,
know,
not
right?
me.
can I enter?
Possibly.
I'm a fan.
You are a fan.
Yeah.
You are a fan.
That's why
And
I'm
we're
here.
fans of you.
Well, great. Then I will give you a
We
hat.
are
Yes.
fans.
Yeah.
Yay!
Even
Hats.
exchange.
Everybody gets hats.
Yeah.
And that's our show where everyone
Yeah.
just get
Thank
hats.
you very
That's
much, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's talk a little bit about SmackDown, shall we? Hailing from Seattle this week, and it kicks off with a little Miz TV, and Miz is talking about how he wants to help mentor the young talent on the roster because, I mean, Miz, he's the guy to really help push guys to the next level. I mean, he's the one who really created Daniel Bryan in NXT, remember?
He did. Miz doesn't get enough respect.
He doesn't.
There's this whole generation of guys. Everybody who's like on top now. Your Roman Reigns, your Seth Rollins, your Dean Ambrose, your Bray Wyatt, all these guys are new. The Miz, say what you want about him, has been there for years, collecting title after title. He main evented a WrestleMania. I think the Miz does.
You reminded
have-
us of that today.
He has some, as I say, Mizdom
Ooh.
to
Have you-
give to
have
some
you
of the
trademarked
younger.
that?
No, I just thought of it just now.
Okay,
Oh,
But
be
I'm
careful.
going to.
before
Watch
he
out
takes
now.
it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he is somebody that some of the younger talent can learn from.
Definitely. And his guest is Mr. Roman Reigns. He invites Roman to sit down with him, and Miz is kind of asking him if he's scared of competing against Randy Orton. And he's not letting Roman answer. Whenever Roman starts to talk, Miz just kind of cuts him off, explaining how he can help guide and all his successes. Until Reigns, from a seated position, clocks him. Like, it was like a seated
Yeah.
Superman punch. And Miz just flew out of his seat. And like the slow-mo replay, I mean,
It looked brutal.
he clocked him good.
Snug.
Yes.
Snug's the word.
I don't know where a person learns how to punch that well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you have to throw a lot of punches
Without-
in life.
I
Get
think
a
you have
tooth
it or you
knocked out?
don't.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's a skill you're born with,
You're just skilled with knocking people out or not. you
or
know?
not? Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no learning. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Kaori is very skilled at her punching.
Yeah, she is.
Yes.
Yes.
You think you can knock a person out sitting down?
No.
Rome's right next to you.
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, I would like to knock Rome out. Boom. Rocky
What
style.
was... Was
I
that
don't
a
know
joke?
why
Why
the
were you doing a rim
was-
shot?
Yeah.
I'm like really
Why was
thinking
that
about it.
ever?
I'm like, wow, I should, because he tickles me a lot.
He does.
Yes, on the show. So I'm always fearful.
That's why she took
Literally
a
or metaphorically?
No, literally.
That's why she took a month off in rehab.
Yeah, the ribs. The ribs were
Yeah.
bruised. Too much of
There
this.
was there was a moment where she screamed on the show.
Wow, I
It
didn't
was
know.
his fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed that.
That's
was
all
a
right.
great
You
moment.
can look for it on YouTube.
I will.
Now I have to tickle you at some point today.
No.
Yeah, you brought it up.
Yeah, you did. Now I have to do it. The fans are waiting on it now.
They are. Chat roll's asking for it. Ambrose versus Cesaro was our first match of the night, and I'm all for these guys wrestling every night because it's just so violent, but in just such an artistic way, that the way these two deliver things. Cesaro, he gave kind of like a different version of what I called his super duperplex, which is like one where like the guy's standing on the apron and he's standing on the second rope and just lifts him up.
Right.
Cesaro tonight, he has Ambrose through the middle rope while he's standing on the outside of the ring and pulls him up and suplexes him onto the mat.
It was different.
Yeah, I was just like, that was different and looked very painful. Just like, where does he come up with that stuff?
Because he's hot.
Oh,
I
by
have
the way,
a big crush on Cesaro.
Corey's
You
in
do.
love with
I admit
Cesaro.
it. Yes.
Cesaro,
So-
she has this thing called a man box, and in it are Cesaro, Titus O'Neil,
Yes.
Roman Reigns.
Kenta's in there too.
Kenta's joined.
Since Yoshi left.
Yoshi had to leave, so Kenta's now. He hadn't even had a match in the WWE yet. He's already.
I can't. It's like
He's swagging. He looks hot.
I think Cesaro and maybe Jason Statham are the only two that make that horseshoe ball thing work.
Are they in your mad box?
They would be. Yeah, they're both in my man box, as a
Okay,
matter of
cool.
fact.
Good point. They
Yeah.
do make that.
That
work.
not many people can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I was as strong as Cesaro is,
Yep.
and
You're not?
not quite.
Okay.
It's going to take a couple more reps.
All right.
But if I were that strong and had the physical ability to do the things that he can do, I'd probably just be trying to think of crazy things all day. Like, I can pull somebody out through the second rope and up and make it into a suplex. Nobody else can do that, but because I can, I'm just going to keep thinking outside the box. The man box, as it were.
Well, who do you think I'm curious. Who I guess who creates that? Does he create it, or is it choreographed and someone's like, dude, you go do that?
I think with a guy as talented as Cesaro, he's like, I'm doing this tonight.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you've seen us come up with 10,000 matches.
Well, of
when
course.
we are in the ring. We come up with whatever we want to do. And especially when we're playing and training, it's let me get in the ring, talk about what I want to talk about, and then, we'll go for a superplex here. But let's say I'm already on the second rope and the guy's just standing on the apron, and I go, wait a minute. Instead of a superplex, what if I just suplex you from standing on the second rope? I've come up like my ring post. I have a ring post Hurricane Rana that I do. Like that came up playing,
Right.
and I believe Cesaro came up with half of his stuff the same way. So I'm like, yo, let's just go and do something.
Right.
Part of the giant swing was just like, oh, wait, I have the leg strength to swing a guy 50 times.
Yeah,
Right.
Let's use
Just
that.
like, let's just use it. Let's go with it.
So we had everything. And then Cesaro even brought out a reverse Death Valley driver in this match. I mean, this was
Sick.
This was
too.
Ring of Honor match. This was a Ring of Honor
Yeah.
match that we got at the beginning of SmackDown. And then out of absolute nowhere, Ambrose hits the Dirty Deeds, gets the win. And then as he's celebrating in the ring, Seth Rollins' music hits. Seth goes and stands on the stage. And thankfully, he explains to all of us what a lumberjack match is, because we've never heard of it.
What's one of those things again?
Where there's going to be 20 superstars surrounding the ring, and no one can escape. If they get thrown out of the ring, they're going to throw them right back in.
I hope they do this one old school and they're all wearing flannel.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
Ironically enough, I asked Stardust, coming back to that this morning, I asked him about it, and he wants to dress up in a lumberjack outfit.
Good for
Yeah.
him. That's commitment.
Isn't it?
Yes.
The hat, the flannel, and everything.
Yeah. Jean shorts.
Do it. So I'm sure Cena's got some extra pairs.
Of course.
Yeah. Backstage, Miz is walking back with a giant ice pack on his face, and he runs into Director of Operations, Kane, and Miz, says, Reigns needs to be punished. We need to, teach him a lesson. And Kane's like, yes, absolutely. Miz is like, yeah, he should be banned from Miz TV. No. Kane's like, no. What? What I think is going to be a better idea is you wrestle Reigns in tonight's main event. And there's our main event.
It's probably not what the Miz was counting on.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, no. It's bad news.
Yeah, and no Barrett to tell us.
Right.
No, yeah.
Right.
Now I'm sad.
I know. I was sad about that.
Sad news, Barrett.
Oh, boy.
Titus versus Ziggler. This match is taking place because this past Monday on Raw, Heath Slater. I'll say that again. Heath Slater has a victory over Dolph Ziggler via count out.
It's still a win.
But it's still a win.
Wins a win.
So
Yeah.
now he's trying to coach Titus into beating Ziggler. It did not work.
Nope.
I get the feeling they must really love Heath Slater.
Well, he's been through a lot.
And he's hilarious.
How many redheads are there in the company?
There you go.
There's Sheamus.
Right. And
Slater.
And Slater.
And yeah.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah.
And now apparently, I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily follow it, but I think I'm going to start the Wendy's official Twitter page. Apparently, whoever's in control of Wendy's social media is a giant wrestling fan because they're tweeting praises for Slater. And
I love it.
all of like someone tweeted something to them about Heath Slater. Oh, it was like, hey, remember Cena once said about once upon a time that Heath Slater looked like the logo from Wendy's, and then Wendy's responded with Slater's gonna sleep.
Maybe it was like his first job or something.
He worked at a Wendy's.
That'd be awesome.
He's working the drive-thru, and people are like, "You're the from the sign. You're the." No, I'm just working the drive-thru.
I'm actually a WWE superstar.
Have you guys heard the Wendy's joke? I gotta say this.
Uh-oh.
So why are the Wendy's burgers square?
Why?
Because the founder didn't like to cut corners.
Tickle that woman.
Yeah. No. Corey, between the badum for no joke and then that so-called joke,
It was funny.
you got to wipe this rust off from the month that you've been gone.
Warm up the tickle hand.
Hey, Corey, how can you tell Ronald McDonald at a nudist colony?
How?
He's the one with the sesame seeds on his buns.
There it is. That deserves the rim shot. There you go.
Hamburger buns.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand.
Hamburger buns.
Thank you. So yeah, Ziggler won that match. I really have no other notes other than Ziggler beat Titus because it was fairly short.
Well, the whole thing was everybody was watching Heath Slater trying to figure out if he was going to do anything because he's literally actively coaching, and Titus is getting angrier and angrier at him as they go. So,
do you like the Titus Slater combination?
No,
you don't.
No,
why?
Because Titus deserves so much more.
We've moved
so
past that.
So you
now.
like it?
I do.
Okay, why?
It's funny and it gives us something to talk about. When was the last time? Like, I love Titus. And when he's with Slater, like, there's something about Heath Slater that makes people talk. It's negative, but people talk about it, which is okay if you're a bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like The Miz. Yep. People always talk about The Miz. Everybody says they hate The Miz, but they say The Miz. Without Heath Slater, Titus O'Neil is just kind of like, oh yeah, we like that guy. We wish he was giving us something to talk about.
Yeah, he's not having a match without Heath Slater.
Exactly.
There you go.
So can we see Slater Gator get a tag team title shot one day? If Heath keeps winning.
Yeah, he's the strong member of the team right now.
Oh, that hurts my head.
We look at Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil, and Heath Slater right now is Shawn Michaels.
That's right.
Let that sink in for a second.
No, I don't want to. Yeah. The Lord.
Would you prefer me to say Heath Slater's to Bret Hart?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with that one.
And Titus is the Anvil?
Considering that Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Well, Heath Slater and Shawn are neck and neck.
Yeah, they're so close.
Yeah.
So close to each other. Yeah.
It's like a 1 and 1A.
I'm just waiting on the Iron Man match with Heath Slater and someone who has the talent to pull it off with him.
Shawn has to come back from retirement.
Yeah, that's the only one. That's the only one.
To prove who's truly the best.
What just happened?
I don't know.
I'm going to see Shawn tomorrow night, too.
Yeah. Recap video hyping the Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt match. Kind of replayed the promo that was done this past Monday on Raw. I'm a lot more excited for their match this Sunday than I was at Battleground. Because I think Battleground, even though they built it up pretty well, it still maybe was a little rushed. But now after they had the match and it continued on, I'm actually very excited for this match.
Yeah, I think that segment on Raw, I mean, I can't...
Bray deserved an Emmy.
Yeah, everybody. If that doesn't get you excited about a match, you're not a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How many Emmys has Bray won by now?
97.
Right, he deserves one for each week.
Yeah, seriously. He's been, however many weeks he's been on television, give him one every single time he cut a promo.
Yeah, but the really interesting thing about this one from Raw was it wasn't like his usual in the darkness just talking to the camera. He was looking right at Jericho the entire time. And
played to him.
And just every emotion imaginable came out of Bray Wyatt in this promo.
And Jericho did a great job. His facial expressions were on point.
Yes.
When has Jericho failed?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
you're right. Never.
Yeah, ever.
Never.
Never.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
Maybe there's a guy in Mexico right now from 1994 going, I remember.
Jericho's the guy that could pull off the Iron Man with Heath Slater.
Oh.
Boom.
He's
there
the
you
guy.
go. There it is. That's who it could be. The two band leaders.
Yeah. Yeah. The rock and roll Iron Man.
Yeah, there it goes.
It
Yeah.
One of them must retire from rock music.
Yeah.
WWE, make this happen.
Make it happen. Match
Mark,
for the mic.
Or not.
Mark Henry versus Luke Harper. This was kind of random. And like 2 minutes into the match, Eric Rowan interfered, causing a disqualification. Then we come back from commercial, and they turn into a tag match. Harper and Rowan versus Mark Henry and Big Show. And there's something really entertaining, yet something really lackluster. Like it's this weird part in between when you got a match with 4 huge guys. Like, you know, obviously you're not going to get the fast-paced action, and you shouldn't expect it.
Why? Why shouldn't I expect fast-paced, high-flying action?
Because the lightest one in that ring was like 320.
And be more than a conqueror. Go for it.
Right.
I want to see it.
Right.
Lucha mask and everything.
Is there a high flying big old wrestling guy that you guys can think of?
Luke Harper's.
Yeah, that was,
Luke Harper
one of
can
them was
do
in the
it.
ring.
Yeah, I mean, he technically can, but I mean, obviously, Mark Henry and Big Show are not necessarily those type of guys.
They're not going to fly.
However, Luke Harper delivered a super kick to the Big Show's face. That's a long way to reach.
It's a climb.
Yeah.
It's a climb.
It's like Miley Cyrus. It's the climb.
Got that right.
Said her
It's on.
name.
Yeah. Hey.
You have a problem with Miley Cyrus, too?
Yeah, I don't like her very much.
Whoa.
Miley didn't do anything to you.
Whoa.
Yeah. I know. Let's talk about this.
No, let's not talk about this.
Eva Marie did nothing to you, and neither did Miley.
Look, I heard stories about Eva Marie, and I am changing my opinion on her. I guess you might talk
This
about that
just
later.
in, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Well, she had a match a little later on. So
Tease.
the little tease. I mean, it's a tease for like in a minute from now. Foreshadowing.
Don't go
so true.
anywhere.
We'll be right back after this.
90 seconds.
Well, what really surprised me on this match is Mark Henry and Big Show, who are not a regular tag team, they won this match. Mark Henry lifted Rowan up for the World's Strongest Slam, and while he's up in there, Big Show hits his knockout punch as Mark Henry slams him
Dropping
down.
him. Yeah.
And Harper and Rowan, who just had an epic 2 out of 3 falls tag team title match, now lose. I mean, it's 2 former world champions, so they're obviously no slouches, but to a brand new tag team. I mean, you're asking
Are
2
they
questions.
really a brand new
Yeah,
tag
I
team?
don't-
Are they going to stay a tag team?
They have a finishing move.
They have a finishing move. They just beat a legit top tag team.
Yeah, if they're not going to stay a tag team, I wouldn't even sort of understand why they would win
Yeah.
that match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that would just do nothing but hurt Harper and Rowan.
Yeah, just for hurting's sake.
Yeah, and we don't want to hurt people.
Not for hurting's sake.
No.
Not for that.
No.
We'll do it for Pete's sake. Not for hurting.
We're cool with Pete.
Yeah, Pete's cool.
Yeah.
Who's Pete? I like the
What is it with you and the jokes today?
What? Someone out there likes my jokes. Someone. One.
Pete
keyword.
does.
There you go. There it is.
Whoa.
Recap of Stephanie and Brie from Raw, where Brie Bella was arrested after we, had the discovery of the alleged affair.
That's right.
That is happening between Dan O'Brien and his physical therapist. Oh God!
That's how
Why
I
was
feel.
that even added to the
It
story?
wasn't needed.
Yeah, I was about to
So
say
not
it was
needed.
not necessary, but I guess they like the idea of women catfighting or fighting for a man because it happens.
But the physical therapist isn't wrestling this match for the
No,
right of
I'm
Dan
saying
O'Brien.
they like the idea of women fighting over some dude.
That's what Fandango was for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that flopped. It was starting off well, and then all of a sudden the way it ended was kind of awkward.
I don't know. I mean,
But isn't that a horrible thing for a woman to do, to try to put somebody, to try to ruin a marriage?
Yes, I mean, of
Like,
course.
that's just...
Woman or man, that's horrible to do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a horrible thing to do. It's like we were already fighting, and now you're going that bad. To me, it just makes Stephanie McMahon that much more of a bad person. Like, there are no redeemable qualities to this Stephanie McMahon.
No, and I could have perfectly seen. I would have loved, I love the fact that Brie got arrested for like the same thing that Stephanie got arrested for a couple weeks ago. I love that. I just don't know if like this was really the. I don't want to say tasteful, but it was kind of like, why did we use this?
I don't agree with them inputting a third party. Like, if there was Stephanie, it's so many things Stephanie could do to continue being evil. She's her boss. It's so 12 million things she could do. But the thing they picked was a fair when they have total divas. So, and season 3 is about to start. We know that, we understand this is storyline and everything, but it just seems sometimes the WWE has a disconnect between what people see on Total Divas and what's happening in their actual storyline.
What if the physical therapist comes out in the match Sunday night, slaps Stephanie McMahon, and we find out the whole thing was Stephanie lying?
What? But I'll throw one more dagger in there.
Okay.
What if Nikki then enters the ring and hits her rack attack on her sister?
Better watch out, girl.
Was that like a Black 80s sitcom? Ooh, what the hell was that?
Yeah, it was close. It was close to it.
Like, I felt like we were just in the Cosby Show for a second.
Nah, Cosby Show never had that sound.
Okay.
But it's
Different world?
Yeah, different world. Yeah, that one would have it. There were only 2 black sitcoms in the 80s. Come on, man.
It was one or the other. It was either Cosby or Different World.
We had the Cosbys, we had A Different World, and we had Tootie on Family Ties. That's all we had. That was it.
She was on Family Ties.
There wasn't family. What was Tootie on? What
She
was
was
that?
on Facts of Life.
Facts of Life. Yeah, that's it.
You don't
That's
even know
all
what
we
show
had.
she's on.
That's because all I know is Tootie.
Tootie was the...
That was all that was
why
needed.
you were watching.
Yeah, see, she was the reason I watched.
Yeah, I get it.
That's it.
Wherever Tootie goes, I go.
Yeah, there it is. You got to follow Tootie.
So we go from the one Big Diva feud to the other Big Diva feud, as AJ is in action in a rematch right now with Eva Marie after Eva Marie defeated the Divas champion on Raw, thanks to interference from Paige. But so now AJ wants her revenge. AJ beats up Eva so badly she literally ripped out some of her extensions and waved them around. I mean, Corey, I don't know. Have you done extensions?
That was a black girl move.
Yeah, that was.
Really was.
That was ethnic.
I like, Corey, how much would it hurt to have extensions ripped
I've
out?
never worn extensions.
Do you know like any friends that have had it maybe pulled out whether by accident?
No, we don't really do that to each other.
Well, I understand you don't purposely do that to each other.
So yeah, no.
I would just imagine that would really, really hurt.
Somewhere there's a woman saying that she's lying.
She'll be waiting outside the studio when this is over.
Never had no extensions in her hair. She's lying. That's extensions right now.
That pink in there, that all extensions. Paige comes out again, starts skipping around, and AJ is having nothing of it. This time, AJ dives out and just beats the crap out of Paige, and in doing so, gets counted out. So Eva Marie wins again.
2-0.
2-0 against the Divas champ.
Watch out now.
Eva's stepping up.
It might be happening.
I mean, she might be stepping up as the next contender.
At least.
Maybe. But AJ then chased after Eva, which let Paige get back in the ring, and Paige hit the Paige Turner, and Paige was the one standing tall.
That was a phenomenal looking Paige Turner.
I love her Paige Turner.
She's got a lot of great moves.
AJ sold it perfectly.
It's very strange what's going on with those two.
I like it.
AJ is not doing good guy wrestler things. A good guy, babyface if you will, doesn't pull out somebody's extensions, doesn't jump somebody after a match, doesn't get frustrated like that. But Paige is obviously the heel.
Yeah.
So I'm very confused as to what roles we're seeing here.
It's just like AJ is essentially just continuing the crazy girl that she was for a heel for so long, but now there's an even stronger antagonist to her.
So it's like you thought she was bad. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Exactly.
Do you guys feel that way? Because I don't feel that way.
How do you feel?
I think she's the baddest bitch on the block.
Who, Paige or AJ?
AJ.
You think so?
Positive.
Wait till this Sunday.
Ooh. Okay.
He just
Maybe.
wanted to throw it
What
out.
is
I
up
just
with
wanna
these
throw that.
jokes? Now everyone's caught the terrible joke.
Where's the joke in that?
I don't
He
know.
was just cutting promo.
Yeah, I cut
That was a
promos.
statement. That was a
That's what I
statement.
do.
That was a
It was, right?
statement. Okay.
Just saying.
But as Corey alluded to a moment ago, I got the chance to talk to Eva Marie this morning at the Radio Row, and
You're
Wait,
blushing.
Are you about to do what I think you're about to do?
Did you
Hear me
propose to Ava Marie?
yeah, I forgot she was married.
Oh.
She forgot she was married too.
But yeah, she's like a million times hotter in person, but we all kind of figured that. But on top of that, I was actually extremely impressed with how humble she is. And I was talking with her because, again, you'll see this on the YouTube. I was asking her in regards to...
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube. That's what my granddaddy says. But I was
One of
asking
those
her...
computer box internets. The YouTube.
It's the latest device. I'm going to hop on my bicycle and go pick one up.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I was asking her, like, when does she have time really to train? Like, what is her normal training regimen? And she talked about, obviously between Raw and SmackDown and filming Total Divas, even, when she's flying down to Orlando to go to NXT, she's in filming all the different things with Total Divas. So literally the only time that she tends to get to train during the week is on the road, like a couple hours before the show. So she's literally, we're watching her really learn how to wrestle on the fly.
Is that a surprise to you? I'm just saying.
Well, I'm surprised on the fact that they're not giving her just like, all right, we're gonna give you like 1-2 days off a week, stay in Orlando and train 8 hours each day. Because
No. What in her repertoire has told you that that's what's happening? Like, what made you ever assume that?
I know she was not doing that, which is
okay.
why I asked, when do you train?
Yeah.
But that's what I would hope that she was doing. But the fact that it's even less than I expected because of the traveling, I got to admit, I earned a lot of respect for her from talking with her today.
You earned a lot of respect for her?
Yeah, I'm still going to make fun of her wrestling.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Because you found out she definitely doesn't train.
Yeah, we found out she really does not train.
I think what we're finding out is she was really hot.
Yeah.
And so when she
Yeah.
announced, no, I definitely don't train, he was like,
Somehow
I
nothing,
so much pride in what you just said. That's amazing.
something new
much
hasn't come up.
I'm sorry. I find that impressive. I mean, to an extent. To an extent.
I can't believe she doesn't train.
Well, I can't believe they don't give her time to train.
There you go.
That's what I've been trying to say.
Better.
But you keep interrupting me.
He is completely red right now.
Because it's really hot in here. These shirts are thick. These rose shirts are thick.
Yeah, why didn't you get like a short sleeve rose shirt for the summer?
I have on my Guns N' Roses one.
One.
Yeah.
You need more.
These are expensive. Deal with it.
You need to go and hold up a mariachi band. Just go. He can get all the shirts he wanted.
Go. We'll help
Yeah.
you.
Come on, man. It's a Friday night. We're in Los Angeles. There's got to be 14,000 of them playing tonight. Let's go find one. Just, we need your shirts.
You driving?
Yeah, I'll
All
drive.
right, fine.
Which car we take?
I guess mine. It's a little bigger. I got a little more trunk space.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Creepy.
Jack Swagger versus Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas dominates for about a minute, and then Swagger locks on a Patriot lock, and Bo Dallas taps immediately.
It was the fastest match of the night, right?
By like 10 minutes. It
Yeah.
felt like that. It felt like that. Swagger and Zeb are posing in the ring, and then out comes Lana and Rusev to stand on the stage, pretty much doing the same type of promo that we've had. However, I don't think anyone knows how this flag match is going to work. Your typical flag match is, all right, each flag's in the corner. Whichever person grabs their flag wins. But then Lana was saying, whoever wins the match will have their flag, dropped. Then, yeah, like how Rusev's flag always drops. So it's just like, all right, are we having just a match, the flag's on the posts? Or are we having, just a regular one-on-one match?
Maybe it's a traditional flag match, and then there's also a giant flag. So the winner gets 2 flags. One he holds, and one that comes down from the ceiling.
That's a little excessive.
It's an ultra flag match.
Super flag.
Yes.
Mega flag match.
Yeah.
And you must have that, which means there will be a giant tarp in Staples Center as well, because you'll walk in and you'll know who's gonna win
Immediately.
Yeah. Oh, there's a gigantic flag up above me.
Yeah, like if the doors open, we start taking our seats, and they're like rolling the flag up.
Like, there's a 40-foot flag being rolled above us right now.
Don't lose that.
Don't what?
Let's go on.
Don't do's that?
It's not working out for me today.
No, it's not. It is really not. I love you to death, Corey, but it's not working for you today at all.
You know, I just
help.
gained a lot of respect for the fact that she said it wasn't working for her today, because it wasn't.
I had to tickle her to get her back on. I think that helped.
Oh my gosh.
Sam, I'm so glad you came on today.
Me too.
We're fun.
Yeah. Can you tell we like to have fun?
I did miss you guys.
The long 10-minute recap of Cena and Lesnar that we've seen on every television program for the last 2 weeks aired again. Just continuing to build up for this huge match, which we'll talk about in our predictions. So no real need to talk about it right now. And then main event, Reigns versus The Miz. When did Roman Reigns turn into Big Show? Because Miz can't Irish whip Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I believe they're going too far with this superhero look for Roman Reigns. Great look. We understand that. That's what got him noticed. And he's a good worker. Great look. After Monday, not so good on the mic. But aside from that, now they're going to make him now he's got super strength, apparently. Now he can't be moved.
I mean, it would make sense.
The Miz is not that much smaller.
Again, if he was like Mark Henry size, 400 pounds, he was 7 feet like Big Show, it makes sense that The Miz couldn't Irish whip him. He's maybe an inch taller than The Miz.
Yeah, an inch or two.
Yeah, maybe 20 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
30 at most. Yeah.
It's just his muscle.
Well, I understand what it is. I understand what that weight is calculated into.
Yeah.
But it's just like, why do we don't need that? He can be the powerhouse without being like a giant, because he's not a giant.
The WWE is going to have to figure out how they want to play Roman Reigns, because it seems like they're stuck between two different character styles for him. They want him, at one point he was vulnerable, and they kind of took that and made that his thing. Oh, let's let him get beat down a little bit so he gets the vulnerability from the crowd and comes back. But then they started turning him into a superhero, Ryback, Cena type of superhero, and I don't know where they're gonna go with it.
Yeah, I like the fact that he can knock anybody out with a punch. I like that his spear is the most effective spear ever. But yeah, the whole I physically can't move you, you start to look at it like, I don't think you're losing me in terms of believability a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Miz then did what you do when you wrestle a guy like Big Show, a giant, you work the leg. So all of a sudden, Miz is just, I got to take him out to get him to my size. He's already your size.
Yeah, it was grossly unnatural because their waists are almost in the same part. So,
but then Reigns comes back, goes for the Superman punch, but Miz rolls out of the ring. He's like, "Forget it, I'm done." Starts walking up the ramp. Out comes Ziggler, who just kind of stands there. It's like, oh, okay. So then, if you're the Miz, and you're in between Ziggler and Reigns.
What a nice thought. But yes, go on.
Jesus Christ. At least that was your best joke of the night.
Okay, go on.
If you're in between Ziggler and Reigns, you're going towards Ziggler. You're not turning around to go back to Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I mean,
Corey, from a wrestler perspective.
My mind
We're
was
talking
elsewhere.
about wrestling.
Snap out of it.
All right.
Sports entertainment. I don't even want to say wrestling with her, because that could go left as well.
she was back in the man box, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
she
I
was
was.
completely in the man
Some
box.
amazing plays.
No, it's not.
This is not at all.
Oh, yes, it is.
Dark and full of horrors.
But, I mean, wouldn't you go to the not as strong guy?
Yeah, the smaller, not as strong guy. Yeah.
I mean, no, we turn around and get Superman punched by Reigns, and then brings him, throws him back in the ring, spear, Roman Reigns wins.
We all make miscalculations from time to time. That's all
true.
that was. It was miscalculation on the part of the Miz. Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And that is how SmackDown's off the air, with Roman Reigns posing in celebration of his victory over the Intercontinental Champion, mind you, in a non-title match. Shocking, the champion lost. That seems to always happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've noticed. What would we give match of the night to? I mean, I think it's a no-brainer of Ambrose Cesaro.
Yeah.
Although Jack Swagger and Bo Dallas really impressed me.
It did. It was about a minute.
Yeah.
It was good.
This is fast paced though. I like fast.
You like the fast pace.
I love fast.
We've had 1 minute matches picked for match of the night here before. We've done it. It usually involved me and the fact that AJ was in the match. But
I get
other
that.
than yeah.
I get that.
Cesaro.
Yeah,
And-
Cesaro Ambrose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right before we get into our predictions, I do want to ask you, Mr. Not Sam.
Thank you.
Yes, I just plugged your Twitter for you.
I know.
You're listening. You've gotten tons of great opportunities, to like sit and interview so many, different superstars, divas, like come to your studio in New York. Obviously, you were there today.
Yeah.
Were there any particular interviews that you've done where it just didn't feel like it was going well, or is
Who's
just
an asshole?
pretty much?
That's what he's trying to ask.
I do it. I ask professionally.
Yeah.
He's just a dick about
A
it.
little bit more off the cuff. Yeah.
Is that what that is?
More direct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really ever been a dick. Nobody's been exceptionally difficult. I mean, wrestlers, especially when they come in, are usually kind of there and ready to talk. Specifically, I think because they get that I'm a fan, and I kind of come in with a certain respect for what they do.
Okay.
I think they read that pretty early on, and then we can kind of have a conversation that's like intelligent but respectful of the business. So there hasn't really been any moments of dickishness. I mean, you get nervous about it.
Sure.
Like Randy Orton was one that I didn't know how it was going to go. Because you hear stories about Randy Orton and, everybody says he's got this hot temper or whatever. And I know that he has stopped interviews before because he doesn't like questions. But he was one of my favorite people I've ever interviewed. I had a blast with Randy Orton. He was amazing. And Punk's another one. CM Punk. I've seen him.
Who? Who's that?
Well, he used to be a wrestler. Maybe it was before you were watching. It was a while back.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of like a race.
His name is Phil.
That's Phil. Oh, Phil Brooks. Oh, got it.
That's it.
I've heard of him.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But like I've seen him turn down an interview. I've seen him not, but I interviewed him a couple times. I just had a blast with him every time. So I think it's kind of one of those. If you respect these guys and respect what they do and ask them decent questions, I don't think you're gonna have a bad experience with them.
Who was the most difficult to get answers out of?
Well, I would probably say Damian Sandow, and that was only because last year here in Los Angeles, he would not break character even for a second. Like there was
awesome.
that was impressive.
Something awesome about that.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like and it was like, all right, well, we're gonna go. I started asking him about like his SAT scores, his blah blah blah, and he was right on top of it from the beginning till the end. I mean, it was one of my favorites, but it was also there was no answers given. And Paul Heyman, I'm my favorite person to interview.
So jealous of you that you've interviewed him on like multiple occasions.
Multiple occasions. My favorite person to interview by a mile. But if you watch any of the interviews I've done with him, you tell me one thing that you've learned from them. Nothing is learned from any of those interviews. It's just entertainment.
He just talks about as a Jewish New Yorker.
That's it. There was nothing informative to be taken away, but there's something about it that's just he's just an entertaining guy.
Is there anyone that you have yet to interview from the WWE, or past or present?
I mean, Macho Man's the one that never happened, never will. That's like Undertaker though would be the kind of end all be all right now.
Sure,
That's a huge one.
And there's a few like I'd like to get, especially right now. I think it'd be cool to get Sting.
Oh yeah.
But I've gotten such great opportunities to interview just about everybody. Today, when Goldust was there as well as Stardust at Radio Row today.
Goldust not in makeup.
Not in makeup, but
amazing.
And the whole reason I do this stuff is because, and it's probably the same reason we all do it, is because you get to kind of live through your 12-year-old self. Like, this is stuff that would have been cool to you as a kid, and you actually get to do it now. I got to show Goldust a photo of myself from Halloween of '96.
Oh, God.
The Goldust outfit.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
That my mom made with the face paint.
Your mom made a Goldust outfit?
That's
Made.
awesome.
That's
I think it's on my phone if you want to see it real quick.
Yes, for the love of God.
Yeah, she made it, and
That's
she made
amazing.
a robe
Oh,
to go
You
with
had
it.
the
The
full
whole
robe.
thing.
So you were old school Goldust.
Yeah. Oh, it was
Yes,
'96.
the original. Yeah.
I think my dad probably had a lot of questions after this one, but yeah, that's what it looked like.
oh my
I
God.
would love to share this with the people at home, but it's like a small Goldust.
Yeah, it's a miniature
Yeah.
gold. How old were you?
'96. I was probably like 13.
that's
13?
Actually,
Okay,
yeah.
so we're about the same age.
Wow.
That's quality.
Try to like
Very
flash
gotta
it
like
to,
tweet that out.
Yeah, we're gonna
because they're not
the
gonna be
camera
able to
won't
see
it.
it. Someone in the chat roll wants to know if you've ever interviewed Vince McMahon.
I've gotten to interview him on a couple of occasions, briefly. I haven't gotten. He's one I'd love to be able to sit down with and talk to for an extended period of time. But I've gotten a couple opportunities to at press conferences or what have you for 5-minute stints to stand up with him and talk to him about whatever's going on. And he's just like, I mean, it's true what they say. He's got that aura about him.
Yeah.
Like, it's Vince McMahon you're talking to. He's unflappable. There's nothing you're going to ask him. He remains in control the whole time. He's great. And his hands, he's just got these mitts on him.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So Stephanie learned to slap from.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, we could talk about interviews, like all crazy interviews that you've done. I'm sure for hours and hours and hours.
All right,
on
so
end.
what's the next question?
Okay. Who were you most afraid of when you interviewed?
Oh, yeah,
throw one in there.
Who was I most afraid of?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Because I was terrified yesterday. I had the
Of
worst
what?
interview of my life because I got to interview Stephanie McMahon, and
afraid?
it was the single worst interview of my life.
Why is that?
Because I was petrified.
It's on the YouTube.
It is?
Yeah.
It's on the YouTube.
You're gonna look at me like you're hearing me on the show. You're gonna watch that video and you're gonna be like, "This guy has absolutely no idea what he's doing."
Not the same.
It
You just
was-
get intimidated?
It was weird. Like I wasn't expecting to get her, and just like turned the corner, and there she was.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a camera in, so I'm like rushing like to the camera up to run in front
Yeah.
of it. I was like hyperventilating, and I misunderstood something because I was told I was under the impression that everyone that I was going to interview was going to be, for the most part, in character.
Keep in mind, this is at Be a Star.
Backstage at Be a Star. It wasn't
He
during the
thinks
show.
that he's going to meet Stephanie McMahon, the character.
At the anti-bully campaign.
Yes.
Okay.
Backstage, not in front of the kids.
Right.
This is what I was
Yeah, no.
told. I clearly misunderstood it.
Bullying Stephanie.
Stephanie McMahon.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So I start the interview introducing her as one of the principal owners of WWE because that's what they say on TV. And she's like, well, actually, that's my television role. In real life,
And you're like, oh no, I've blown it already.
And from there, it was just down.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Oh, God. Like, it took me about 90 seconds to get my first question out, I felt like.
My
Yeah.
cheeks
It was
hurt.
just so bad.
Because I mean, I know it's
Really
just your
bad.
television thing. Because I watch the television, but I know that what you're.
How does it feel to? I mean, I'm literally doing what I did, and I'm making fun of myself because I can look back and laugh at it now because I know it was terrible. But you can watch it and make fun of me if you want. I'm open to
Look,
it.
they said you did a good job in the chat.
Oh, with the pity applause. I love it.
I was
Oh,
scared
good.
for a moment. It wasn't my interview, but when he was with the UFC, Brock Lesnar did Opie and Anthony in studio.
Okay.
And
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was there, and I have a chair that I used to get a lot of wrestlers to sign. Mm-hmm. And so Brock Lesnar was coming in, and even though he was an MMA fighter at the time, I was like, when am I going to get a chance to get Brock Lesnar to sign this steel
Sure.
chair? So I brought it in, and I was like, oh, Brock, would you mind before you go just signing this? And he looked at me, and he goes, you got it. Can I curse?
Yeah, why not?
He looks at me, and he goes, you got to be fucking kidding me. And I was like, oh, no. But then he was like nice about it and signed it. But for that split second, I was like, no, I am kidding. It's not fair.
Don't eat me.
Got you. I got you.
And he's just laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got about 10 minutes left in the show. We got to get our SummerSlam predictions out
Let's
here.
do it.
We got predictions because the biggest part of the summer is happening this Sunday, live at Staples Center on pay-per-view and also on the WWE Network for apparently $9.99.
That's it?
Apparently, it's only $9.99. They waved a flag in Stanford today of $9.99.
Yeah, they did.
It's a bit much.
I think it's a little excessive.
Overkill.
We didn't have number 61 on Hulk Hogan's birthday cake. We had $9.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
It's a good price.
It is a very great price. And you could watch this guy talk a little bit on WWE Countdown.
That's right.
Yep, yeah.
And season 2 as well
Season 2
of Countdown.
Oh, I didn't know they had a season finale of Countdown.
I mean, there was the last episode. That would be the finale.
The last episode was like a week ago was the latest episode that was put on.
Well, they did 2 groups of episodes. I don't know what you want to call them. The
like,
second grouping of episodes.
I mean, where was the cliffhanger at the end of the season?
I don't know if there was that storyline arc associated with Countdown.
At Countdown, the last episode of the season only got to number 2.
Tune in next week for the season finale. WWE Countdown.
What was number 1? Tune in this fall.
Yeah. It ends with like Rick from The Walking Dead. Yeah.
It's the last time I share with you guys.
Messed with the wrong people.
All right, so SummerSlam. There are the predictions.
There it is.
Let's do it.
And now
We got a little music.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
We're big time like that.
Do you want to
Yeah.
mention this or after?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, why don't we just mention it now? That's SummerSlam cap.
Were the lights going too?
Yeah. Like I said, we're legit.
Yeah.
That SummerSlam cap Kaori is wearing, they graciously gave that to me today at the Radio Row, and we want to give it away to somebody. And it's being worn by Kaori, so you know you want it even more than before.
You can smell it.
You can smell
You could
the
smell it.
jokes.
First
You can
thing I
smell
would
the
do.
jokes
Yeah.
from Kaori today.
Yeah.
On it.
Hopefully they smell good. So,
I'm
yes.
still thinking about that Wendy's one.
He hasn't gotten the punchline yet. But what we want, it's been a little while since we've had an AfterBuzz poster show up on SmackDown. So I say we get some fan on SmackDown, you get a poster visible on the TV,
On the TV.
which you can then watch on the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
Why am
There
I
you
sounding
go.
like I'm 90 today?
You're an old white guy today. What happened?
I don't know. I got to hang out with Goldust. He was talking about like the old days. He rides with Kane. He's like,
Yeah.
we're just like the old guys that go separate. I'm like, oh wow, that's like,
Now you're an old vet.
I'm an old vet now. Anyway, get a poster up on SmackDown. Prove that it's you. Tweet us, and if it gets on the air, then we're gonna send you that hat. And you know, whatever, you know, I don't think you'd want us to autograph it, but if you did, we would, or we'll just mail it as is, or we'll have Corey take some sexy photo with it, or whatever the case may be.
She won't bring it to you though.
No, that might be illegal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it even if it was legal.
Well, I know.
What a bummer.
Yeah, sorry, Sam.
Damn it.
All right. Let's start with the predictions. Intercontinental title on the line. Miz defending the title against Dolph Ziggler. Miz is in his new hometown of Hollywood.
That's right.
His brand new hometown.
Yeah. Who's going first?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I think it's too early for the Miz to lose it, so I'm going to say Miz retains.
We're going in this order?
Whatever
let's
you.
do
Yeah,
that.
We
for
kind
now.
of just.
Yeah.
We kind of just
Clockwise.
sporadic.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, for the record, I'm the worst at wrestling predictions of all time. I've probably never predicted one match correctly. However, I would agree with you.
All right.
I think the Miz retains.
So what you're saying is, if you agree with me, I'm going to get those wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Nice.
But I think that not only is it too early for the Miz to lose the title, but I think it would only strengthen Dolph Ziggler to continue the hunt for that championship.
Agreed. Rome.
I agree. I will also go with Miz.
All right. I don't know why you turned British.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Corey, current predictions champion.
Miz.
Okay.
I like how you rub the belt with every
Hey,
prediction.
it's
I think the
It's gonna help.
fans are enjoying that too.
And it's not a
Yeah.
belt. It's a championship.
It's a championship title.
Yeah.
Miz.
The
All right.
title.
We all said Miz. Flag match. Who knows how it works? Because we don't.
Ultra flag match.
Mega flag match. Ultra flag
Mega
match.
flag.
Rusev versus Jack Swagger. If it was climbing to the pole, I would think it'd be Swagger. If it's a pinfall match, I'm thinking Rusev. I'm utterly confused on what to go with.
I think Swagger got a 1 minute victory over Bo Dallas. He got the victory over Cesaro.
Yes.
I think they're realizing that they finally have Swagger in a position that's really working. He's super over. And I think that he's finally going to get his comeuppance against Rusev. I'm definitely going with Swagger.
Okay.
I'm going with Swagger, and I'm also predicting that someone within the first section, opposite of the hard cam, will wave a Mexican flag.
Oh,
What?
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I want to
Corey.
see that.
That's tough. I'm gonna say Swagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I almost feel since all of you said Swagger, I should choose Rusev, but
This is where you always mess up, so go
Let's
ahead.
do it.
This is why we have had more titles than you have.
no,
right.
I'm the only. Oh no, I guess Corey's had it more. Than me.
I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
Okay. No, I'll say Swagger too. Yeah, I mean he needs a big win.
Yep.
And they are getting his Patriot lock over. My only question is what happens next for him. That's like my biggest question, which
One
we'll have
step
to wait
at a
and
time.
find out. One step at a time. Let's start with Sunday, and then we'll go from there.
Get past that. We'll think about Raw later.
Fair enough. Divas title match. AJ defending the title against Paige. Paige has been looking phenomenal
Yeah, this
these
is a
last
good
few
one.
weeks.
This is a hard one.
This is a tough one.
And because of that, I feel that this feud is not over this Sunday. And I'm saying AJ retains, although I'm saying AJ retains, I believe, though, it's going to be by disqualification.
Okay.
I think Paige is going to be trying to put her away, and she keeps kicking out and just snaps. And just, like, whether refuses to break a 5 count, weapon, whatever the case may be.
I think we have a new Divas champion on Sunday. What? I think Paige wins on Sunday. Number one, for one of two reasons. Either they'll be able to go full heel turn with AJ and have her flip out, or I think AJ is more compelling in the role that she's in, hunting the title as opposed to defending it. So I say Paige wins the championship at SummerSlam.
Okay.
I like the way you think, Sam,
Thank you.
because that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, and it'll lose back to what you said earlier, because AJ and Paige are in that weird character definition space where you don't really know how to define them. And you could easily say, well, you know, AJ can win and Paige can keep chasing because Paige is so good at the chase right now. But I do believe it will be the other way around, and Paige will carry the belt, and AJ will be the one in the chase, and she's so great at that. So we'll see what happens.
I'm going to go with Rosie Posey.
Now we rhyme.
Are you doing that with everybody's name now?
Loves nicknames over there.
Going with it.
They're fun. I think that AJ is going to...
Okay, the table is split on that one. That's good.
I also
Love
want to
that.
say that I think it's going to be a good match. I'm looking
It's
forward
good.
to this.
Oh, yeah. This is one of the maybe second or third match I'm most excited for on the card. I think this could be a lot of fun. Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton.
I'll go first. Roman Reigns. Thank you.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this one was.
Yeah.
I think this is the biggest no-brainer of the night.
Yeah.
Okay. Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. This one can go either way. Jericho won at Battleground. And because of that, I think Bray is going to win this one. And then they have the rubber match at Night of Champions.
They did not let Bray win at WrestleMania.
Nope.
And he still has to get a win at one of the big four. I think this is the moment.
Well, he did get a win at Royal Rumble, though. That's one of the big four.
He did.
And he won last year's SummerSlam.
But I'm going with Bray. I'm going with Bray.
Yes.
over
Can you
Jericho.
pass me? Well,
considering there's
Well,
only
there is one other
person.
Yes, go.
Okay, I guess, Sam, I guess it's your turn.
I definitely think Bray Wyatt's going to win. I think that, I mean, you also have to keep in mind that Chris Jericho is not going to be around. Nobody knows for sure when his schedule this time is going to be up, but he's not going to be around all that much longer. And his purpose, one would think, is to build Bray Wyatt. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think this is how you do it. Like you said, Bray has had two major losses. The whole Cena thing he lost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then losing to Chris Jericho, I think at SummerSlam he avenges the loss. And once he's avenged that loss, I feel like, the audience will forget about the previous losses.
All right. Corey, now you got to answer.
Robin. I would say...
The chat roll's going to have a blast with this.
It's like on mammogram mode over here.
Bray. Yeah, Bray.
All right, so we all say Bray?
Yeah.
Okay,
we do.
So we all say Bray with that one. Now we got an interesting one. Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie's first match in, I believe, over 10 years.
Yeah.
First match as a mother, is that right?
I believe so. I think you're
so.
right with that, too. And Brie technically really hasn't had a televised match in several months as well. I don't want to go first on this one.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
All right, you were unsure of Wyatt and Jericho, but you're ultra confident in Brie and Stephanie?
I think Stephanie's going to win.
You do.
Yeah.
Why?
because she's Stephanie McMahon.
Can I tell
I
you
don't think she's gonna win fair, but I think she's gonna win.
I'm going Brie mode.
All right.
I say Brie wins this one. It's the feel-good moment. I don't think there's going to be another match after this. I think this is the match. It's at SummerSlam. It's the moment that Brie finally gets her revenge. And, yeah, it's all Brie, I think.
Okay.
After talking with Brie earlier today,
Excuse me.
she's become one of my favorite divas. She's so cool. She said that this is the biggest match of her career. This is the apex of her career.
Why
right
did
now.
I go first?
Well, I mean, it is. You also, yeah.
Oh, she's fighting the boss.
Yeah.
When I also talked to Brie today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, y'all.
Excuse me.
God.
We talked about like this is kind of like the female Steve Austin time.
Yeah.
Getting the chance at the boss.
Well, there's no doubt that this is the biggest match of her career. Number one, you can't say enough about what a big deal it was that she was part of one of the only times females have gotten the closing segment on an episode of Raw.
2 weeks in a row.
Right, like that doesn't happen.
No.
So that's a major
Trish
deal.
and her.
Right.
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
And this match is kind of being headlined when you look at the rundown on .com or wherever.
It's like the number 2 match.
Exactly. I mean, this is
Everybody wants to see it.
far and above,
Yep,
which
yep.
is why I don't think they're going to do it again. Which, or at least, with this kind of magnitude, which is, I mean, you know what my pick is.
Yes. Yeah. You said Brie, Corey. You said Stephanie, Rome.
I'm gonna say Brie
That's right.
with something's gonna happen with Nikki. I just know it.
I think if anything happens with Nikki, it won't happen till Raw.
Think so?
I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, it has to be something very, 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 very minor. But Triple H is going to be in Stephanie's corner. Daniel Bryan's going to have to show up for some reason. He can't really do much of anything.
Can't do anything.
But even if he just like runs down there to scare off, like even chases him out, I say Brie gets the feel-good moment, gets the win. Stephanie's not there to work up the ranks to get a Divas title shot.
Right.
See, that's the catch. It's she's coming back out to wrestle. Automatically, you think she's gonna win, but because of the ending of the show, I'm gonna say Brie wins this one.
Okay, so 3 for Brie. Corey, you're with Stephanie.
Watch this happen.
Okay. The match I'm looking forward to the most, the Lumberjack match.
When has that ever been said? Ever.
Ever.
By anyone.
Only when you have Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in the ring. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to have a match. Finally, actually have a match. However, I think you're ready for a twist? No contest.
Okay.
I'm saying this is going to be a no
Think
contest.
Ambrose is gonna just completely lose it, and somehow it's gonna end in a no contest.
He's just going to start brawling with someone of the Lumberjacks, and everyone's going to pile in a
Just
ring, just
everybody.
giant brawl. Match is going to be called off, and the feud continues.
You're thinking schmaz.
Yes.
Yep.
Whoa.
I threw a curveball at you.
I just want Ambrose to pick up the barricade and throw it at somebody.
That's what it's come to at this
Yeah.
point.
I think this one's far from over come SummerSlam, but it's the first. I mean, I think it is, like you said, it is going to happen. They
Yeah.
are actually going to have the match. They've been doing such a good job of building this. There's no way that they just do it once. I think Seth Rollins wins this one.
Rome?
I agree because I don't want to see this one end. I don't think it's going to end, and I think this will fuel Ambrose even more. He doesn't need a win to be what he is. So keep it going.
All right, so you say Rollins.
Yep.
Corey?
Me too.
All right, so 3 for Rollins and a schmoz. And then finally, WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line. John Cena defending against the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
Who's going first?
I love this match.
You go first.
All right, I will. I don't know. I love this match because it could so go either way.
It really
because
could.
WrestleMania has put us in a position where we all are saying, well, there's no way that Brock Lesnar beats The Undertaker's streak and then doesn't win the title. But at the same time, we were all saying there's no way Brock Lesnar beats The Undertaker's streak.
And he did.
He did. So
Broke millions of people's hearts.
right. And it's like now that we're all counting on Brock Lesnar to win this title, he might not win the title because
Right.
that's I mean
Ultimate swerve.
Cena's the one guy
Yep.
who's he's Super Cena. I would like to see Brock Lesnar win the title just because I think it would be compelling TV and just for this let's see what happens next factor. And I think Brock Lesnar being a guy who doesn't defend the title on TV because he's not there only adds to his heel persona. When The Rock did it, I think it was kind of a mess up because you can't have a good guy who's not there to defend the title. But when you're a heel, who the whole reason you're a heel is because you don't like the business, I think it adds to the character. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Brock Lesnar walks out of the Staples Center with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
Well, Sam, I'm going to join you on that limb.
Love it.
I've been doing this for weeks. I've been saying it for, 2 months now. Brock Lesnar will win. He will beat John Cena and become the WWE champion at SummerSlam. You don't make a man become the one in 21-1 and not give him this moment.
And how badly do you want to see Paul Heyman promos where Paul Heyman is holding the belt and the championship, and Brock Lesnar isn't even in the building?
Yeah, not even there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And I think it can work.
Instant heat.
Yeah, I think it can work. And the fact that it's something fresh and it's something new, and we've been clamoring for it, and right now ratings aren't as what they used to be. The WWE needs to shake it up. That's how you do it.
I love the idea of Paul Heyman doing the promos just with the title. And I love Brock Lesnar at being the part-time guy, being the champion, because then it brings a much more special occurrence that the champion is actually there on television.
Yeah.
It's not happening at SummerSlam.
Whoa.
Because when does that first 6-month real subscription of the network end? The last one is at Night of Champions. So why not draw people in, have some type of Hell in a Cell or get some type of crazy match of a rematch at Night of Champions where Lesnar wins then, and then people are going to want to draw in to get the more subscriptions.
715,000 the first time.
I know, but now it's international. So hopefully that adds more. I'm hoping for them.
Yeah,
But that said, Cena, I don't want to say it, but Cena is going to retain at SummerSlam.
Those are two assertive statements that I just heard on either side of the fence.
Yes.
I love it.
That's what we do here.
I know. It's good. It's good stuff.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Meeting of the mind.
And now,
This is
Corey,
tough. This is tough because
predictions champ.
I was gonna initially say Cena, but listening to you guys argue, I think it's going to be the Cabbage Patch Kid of WWE, Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
Why the cabbage?
I get it. I see it now.
You
I
see
didn't
it,
see it
right?
before, but I see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I know it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it.
All right, so I'm alone with Cena.
You have a good shot at winning that championship, though, if you're right.
Well, we do have a tiebreaker as well because there's a lot. It's not just the three of us. This is our AfterBuzz panel for Raw, main event, and NXT. We all do our predictions.
Oh, wow.
And we need a tiebreaker because
We've
sometimes
had the title here more than any other show.
yes, because
Congratulations.
we're kind of
To me.
amazing.
To all. Oh, is that right?
It is
Well, then
good.
congratulations primarily to you.
Yeah, thank you.
I've
So-
had two co-reigns with her.
Rome has never held the title on his own.
She always follows
I'm
me.
good.
It's,
Just
yeah.
the
No, you follow me.
the Lay Cool version.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what
That's
it is.
exactly it.
Yeah.
So our tiebreaker this time, and we're gonna, because since we're all going to be there at Staples Center, we're gonna need fans to tweet us to help with this. We need to know during the pay-per-view how many times do they say $9.99, and whoever's the closest without going
Wow,
over.
that's gonna be hard.
I've gone on record in our we sent an email to all of us with picks. I'm saying they're going to say $9.99 37 times during this pay-per-view.
Wow, you're going high.
I'm going skyrocket high.
Wow.
I'm not gonna answer that until Saturday or Sunday morning.
Oh, come on.
What? You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
Why?
Because
Why?
That's not cool.
No, it's thank you. Terrible
Oh,
champion.
nope.
Bad champion.
Nope.
She's a heel champion.
I'm a heel champion.
What kind of broadcasting is that? Now people are going to
Heel.
be like, well, what's her number?
Well, now they're going to have to tune into the season premiere of SmackDown next week to find out, I guess.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Someone else pick a number.
You got to pick a number. What do you mean you're not picking a number?
No.
What? I'm not playing anymore. I'm going home with my belt.
Title.
Screw you guys.
right.
I'm going
You're right.
home.
21.
Rome says 21. Sam, pick a number.
The
Because if you win, we'll we'll put you in the run and we'll mail it to New York.
You will?
If you pay for it.
Closest without going over?
Yes.
How many did you say?
I said 37.
38.
I figured.
38.
Price is right.
Price is right, baby. Don't say, if you say 39 after I leave, I'm never coming back.
No, what Kaori should say is $1.
One. If she were smart.
You'll have
going over.
You're close without going over, so you can't go over. You know they're going to say it at least once.
Unless they just say 9.
They'll say, for the unbelievable price of, you know.
Yeah. It's 9. Oh, look at what's going on in the ring right now.
Who's gonna monitor that though? Are you gonna go back and watch the show?
Well, let's have an honest fan tweet us.
No, you can't.
You
gotta go back.
You gotta watch it
and count the $9.99.
You know how many people will tweet us numbers?
Exactly.
And we'll find the closest number with that.
You gotta find the one that you think is right, the one that's closest to 37.
We'll find the one that says 37. Yeah. No, we'll find whichever number is sent to us the most times.
How about we just count them?
You got the network, right? It's only $9.99.
It's only $9.99.
Oh, that's how much it is?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then maybe we'll have to double check. In case the tiebreaker's needed, we might have to double check it.
Yeah.
Kaori, pick a damn number.
No.
Wow.
What's she doing?
Being terrible.
Can I change mine?
Sure.
1.
There. He took it.
He took 1.
2.
All right, there it is. She picked 2.
I didn't-
Set in stone. 2 it is. And
Yes!
All right. We're only going to hear his music going to the ring
The
Sunday
Beast
night.
Incarnate.
That music will not play on
You're
the
gonna
way
hear it
out.
all night.
All right, well, we'll see, because we're going to have a blast this Sunday at SummerSlam. And in the meantime, Kaori, how can people reach out to you?
Find me on Instagram as well as Twitter, KAORIOUS. Get this hat.
Yeah, win the hat. Put an AfterBuzz poster on SmackDown, and we're going to send you that hat. Rome.
You can find me at Rome the Ruler on Twitter and Empire of Rome on Instagram, as always.
Our incredible special guest, as she's being tickled. I'm trying to acknowledge you.
Thank you.
Sam Roberts. Thank you so much for being here. How can people reach out to you?
Thank you for having me. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everything at NotSam or at NotSam.com.
Any big interviews coming up that you want to plug?
Well, everything. Yes, there's a big interview coming up on YouTube. I did a roundtable with MVP, Samoa Joe, Homicide, and Loki.
Oh, that should be
It's like an hour and 15 minutes. It'll be up on YouTube within days.
Go.
Definitely check that out. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. As there's my man right there. The champ is still gonna be here in LA. I feel so weird saying that, but he's gonna win.
So many men that are mad at you right now.
I know. All of our male fans over the age of 16 are pissed at me right now. That's right. Word life, Sam. Word life. Once again, Sam Roberts, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on AfterBuzz. For the ticklish Kaori Takee, Ron Moore, and Sam Roberts, I'm Christian Rosenberg. Enjoy SummerSlam, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments and questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Pleasure later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
I brush your mouth like